We often don't think about what we're doing to our internal organs. Yes, Dr. Ashton, go ahead. But when you think about your liver, usually you think about alcohol as the source that's causing damage. But what's interesting is we're learning more and more about how a carbaholic could be doing the same thing to their liver, and even a new study supports this. So they were looking at carbaholics, people who are eating a ton of carbohydrates and sugars, particularly those unhealthy carbohydrates, those refined ones, and they found a bump in the same protein that you'll see raised in alcoholics. But it's not alcoholic liver disease, it's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Because we've talked about this on the show so many times. You're eating way too many sugars, too many simple carbs. Ultimately, your body says, let's store that as fat, and your liver is not protected from that in any way, shape, or form. This is interesting because once you cause damage to your liver, a lot of times it can become irreversible. Right. So we've got a few examples here, guys.
Real livers. And so this would be like what a normal liver looks like. And all of these little openings are basically openings for blood vessels. And normally it's like a deep burgundy, and it's smooth, and it's not too enlarged. It sits right under your right rib cage. And this, no bueno. This would be...
You have a little gallbladder.
Yeah, one of the big differences you're going to notice is this one actually has its gallbladder still attached. Ignore that for the moment.
Exactly, but I just want to show you, actually, Drew, can you hold up the healthy one? So you can see a difference side by side as to how these look, and you can see that this one, which is the really unhealthy one, is thicker. And by the way, it feels thicker. This is a massive problem in overweight and obese children. Children, 6, 7, 8 years old, they can start to show signs of this because of increased sugar-sweetened beverages, highly palatable, high-sugar foods that, again, we're talking about the wrong kind of carbs.
Is that when you think back to when we were in medical school, this is sort of an asterisk. Yeah, this can happen. Yeah. It just goes to show how much not only our eating habits have changed, but how much more we're eating in terms of these simple carbs. You know, we brushed upon this in medical school. Now, it's everywhere.
Oh, sure. And guess what? There is a silver lining here, that if you change your dietary habits, it's been shown that you can reduce,
very quickly,
reverse these changes that potentially could kill your liver.
And of course, that's what we're always preaching people. You know, before it's too late, make changes, whether it's cutting back on alcohol, cutting back on carbs. Not all carbs are bad, everyone, but just cutting back on excess simple carbs can go a long way to keeping your liver healthy.